Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm over here trying to figure out how I feel about myself this morning. I don't know if you understand what I mean by that, but that's real. Good morning. I'm Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy vet, certified doer, and the laced up legislator for House of Delegates, 93rd District. Honored to serve. Happy to be here. Take these glasses off today. Get this lighting right today. Because we back at it, right? Like, oh goodness. This past week has been really, really interesting, trying. I mean, all the things, just trying to figure out the world. I know what's heavy on everybody's mind is probably the debate, but I definitely will take your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. Good morning. Good morning. In the morning, if you in the chat, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, this is your absolute place and space to get all of that information. Should you have any? Good morning, Mr. Little. Good morning, We Care. Um, Something made me think about We Care the other day that this is what it did. Huh, funny. So the city of Norfolk has this program called, and I'm going to go to my email because I think that, even if they know, we should really consider what the organizations that we're choosing to honor and come on. I think it's called Thrive Awards. I'm going to get that because I know it's super important. Let me get to my right email because if you like me, you got about 4 or 5 email accounts that you're trying to keep up with, and you always missing something, and you can't consolidate them. You hear me complaining? And you can't consolidate them because they're for different topics and different things. Let's see. I believe it's called the Thrive Awards. It's a community award program that Norfolk does out of neighborhood engagement. So if you knew a person, an organization that you think is doing amazing things, and that's why I thought of y'all yesterday. I was like, why did they came across my mind? Funny, I seeing you here. Then you can nominate them for these community Thrive Awards. I'll keep saying Thrive, and I feel like I'm saying it wrong. I feel like I'm calling the award something wrong, but is that it? I'm sure I'll find it before the end of this, but great opportunity for folks to nominate. It can be a business, it can be an organization, and it's going to wreck my brain. Uplift Awards. Perdóneme, see? I knew it. So right now, nominations are open for the Uplift Award. They do this thing called Uplift stands for Unity, Public Service, Leadership, Innovation, Friendship, and Teamwork. And if you know an individual or a group that is making a positive difference in your neighborhood or in your community, you can nominate them for an Uplift Award. That can be a civic league, it can be an individual, it can be a community org, it can be a business, it can be a nonprofit, it can be a faith-based, but nominations are due by September 27th. That's not that far away, y'all. So if you go to norfolk.gov/uplift, norfolk.gov/uplift Awards, then, or Uplift, that's where you can nominate folks. So if you know anybody that's doing some good work, like a We Care, 757 We Care, then you can nominate them. Good morning, Miss Charlene. Good morning, Bendo, too. Like, top of the morning. Did I just see you last night? Did I just see you last night? Yeah. All right. So a couple really important things that I want to get out of the way. And again, if you got questions, you got comments, throw them in the chat. I wanted to get out of the way is number one, if you know a 16-year-old, if you personally know a 16-year-old, you need to go ahead and get them to register to vote. Right? In the Commonwealth of Virginia, at 16, you can register, which means, you're holding power there at 16. I'm a registered voter. Don't play with me. So you can register to vote at 16. Most people didn't know that. Secondly, early voting starts next week. So September 20th. So I appreciate you. September 20th, early voting start. We're gonna get the voting stuff out of the way so you can get on with your day. Um, Early voting starts on the 20th. Boom, that part. Um, what else I was gonna say? There's always 2 Saturdays to vote. By law, there's going to be 2 Saturdays that you'll be able to vote to get it out of the way. 3, you do not need a reason to request an absentee ballot. I kept running into people like, don't I got to be real sick? Well, you used to. They used to be like, yo, you got to be real, real sick in order to be able to get the absentee ballot. But now that is no longer the case in the Commonwealth. Those laws have changed. You can get on that absentee list. If you know you're going to be, I think I said this last week, and forgive me for my jankiness this morning. I told you I'm trying to figure myself out this morning. I looked at my schedule and it's like, who did that? Why did they do that? And maybe I was up past my bedtime. I was up past my bedtime last night, so I'm a little off. There we go. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. What I will say is that we do have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to request that ballot to come straight to your house. All that stuff is going to be sent out on the 20th, so no big whoop. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I want to preview. I want to preview with y'all my legislative agenda. Just putting that out there. Y'all know all summer I've been asking y'all if y'all have legislative ideas, if you got stuff going on. All summer I've been asking what your ideas are. And my team and I yesterday, we had the opportunity to go through our legislative agenda. So we went through all of the bills that we know that we want to carry, just so that y'all know it's a short year. It's a short year. It's a short year. Even years, it's a short year. Remember that. So the session will be short because we don't have to create a whole new budget. We just have to make changes to the budget that we currently have. And then next year we create a whole new budget. So just know that it's a short year. So that means as it pertains to my legislative agenda, I only get to bring 15 bills. And I'm not saying only like womp, womp, womp. I mean, that's enough. Okay. Like if we're being quite honest with myself, 15 is probably enough. I know people that bring way more than that, which is more power to you. I work my bills like I work my children. Okay. Get it together. All right. And you're going to respect them. So knowing that it's a short session, October 30th or 31st, whichever one falls on a day of the week, doesn't matter. I release every year for y'all. I release my legislative agenda at October 31st. So that's going to be the time where I'm going to put it out there for you all to see what we have. Because remember, all summer, I've been connecting with y'all, having community sessions, telling y'all, come on, tell me your stuff. And then now it's September. What I have to do now, which is really interesting, it's not, I don't want to say it's not fun because y'all know I like working with y'all as a community, but now we have to go out to like organizations. So like I have this one bill that I have to talk to the indigent defense. I have to talk to guardian ad litem people, defense attorneys. So the trial lawyers, Google, Amazon. So it's a really interesting bill that I definitely have to talk to a whole bunch of different folks about, but that's where I'm at. To next week, I had somebody pull up on me last night because I stayed out too late. I'm just saying it out loud. Y'all see me trying to figure out my life. Because I was up past my bedtime. I was up past my bedtime actually celebrating. And y'all probably know this. And I think definitely want you as a community, like when we start bringing and we, right, as doers, what we do is we take care of our own, right? We show up for each other. So Made in Norfolk, you always see me wearing the gear, turned 5 this year. So he had a celebration of the of the shop turning 5, and then the release of his mixtape. So like that all falls in line with creative economy, y'all. So next week, so also happy birthday to Made in Norfolk for your 5-year anniversary. If y'all haven't got a chance to go to Briar Hill Road, I keep telling y'all, down Virginia Beach Boulevard, where you see Swazd, turn before you get on Twazd. This is what you're going to do, right? This is, oh, Tonio, hey, good morning. What you doing up this morning? Your name came up yesterday. Good morning. Somebody going to be calling you. Not me, but somebody going to be calling you. So this is what you do. Let me just tell you the route you need to take. If you're going to go get your Made in Norfolk gear, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go down Virginia Beach Boulevard. You only hit it one way. Right, you can only hit it one way because you know it's that median on Virginia Beach Boulevard. So you're gonna go down. You're gonna turn. You're gonna turn right on Briar Hill Road. Right on Briar Hill Road, and that's gonna be a shopping center. You're gonna go to May. First, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to Lily's Corner because they got that poisson fruit. I keep talking about if you ain't had Senegalese food, you're missing out. You're gonna go to Lily's Corner. You're gonna order you some poisson fruit. Okay, you're gonna go get you some poisson fruit. You're gonna get your Made in Norfolk shirt or your gear, whatever you're gonna get. Then you're gonna pull out, and then you're gonna pull right into. You're gonna pull out. You're gonna go right, and you're gonna go right into Swazd's parking lot, and then get the best. And I'm telling y'all this because I'm kind of a snob about it. Pancakes, steak, and ice cream. Those are probably my things that I'm real snobby about, right? But this also, and Thai tea. I got a thing for Thai tea where I cannot. So you're going to get a Thai tea. So you get your shirt, you're going to get your poisson fruit, you'll get your Thai tea, and then you're going to celebrate that we got dope-ish in Norfolk. That's what you're going to do because that's what we do. So yeah. All right, that part. So I was up past my bedtime. That's why I said I'm trying to figure out my life. But speaking legislatively, no joke. Next week, it is on my calendar. I am preparing for Creatives on the Capitol, right? Like we are in the midst of getting prepared for Creatives on the Capitol. That will be, I need to ask my team. It should be, let me put the date out there. It should be January, the third Tuesday. I think January 22nd. Oh, no, that's January 21st. The third Tuesday in session, January 24th. So let me hit y'all with this. So we are working with the Recording Academy, Motion Picture Industry, SAG, and SAG Screen Actors Guild, right? That on bringing legislation forward just for voice, right? Because we taught, like, you know, we got to do that Tupac law or that Drake law where in Virginia, people's voices are protected because in Virginia, you ain't got no protections over your voice as your as your creative capital or your intellectual property, right? After so many years, I think even on certain stuff, it's like we have a statute of limitations. So like the Tupac estate wouldn't have been able to tell Drake cease and desist if they did that here in Virginia because we don't have no protections for that. Good morning. Good morning, Jay. So good to see you this morning. Happy to have you here. So they wouldn't have had no protections in Virginia Beach. Why am I saying Virginia Beach? Because I'm thinking about Jay's Barbershop. Hello. That's where I started going to his barbershop in Virginia Beach, off Virginia Beach Boulevard. Get it together, Grouch. So they don't have those protections. So we're working with them on that creative bill. And then next week, I want y'all to really put y'all hands together and like really hope and pray that we get this ish done. We have a meeting with the regional person that deals with divvying out funding for sectors, right? So right now they're focused on healthcare. They're focused on tech and manufacturing and things like that. We want to add 2 sectors to their area, right? So we're trying to add these 2 sectors into the regional, and it's called GO. And I need y'all to look this up because no shade to nobody, okay? No shade to anybody that had anything to do with this program, but it's called GO Virginia, Growth and Opportunity Virginia, right? So like you got this fund out there where, quite frankly, a certain sector of people is handing out money to a certain sector of people. And I'm just like, number one, I would love to see some data and some notice on who's actually going out of this. Y'all look it up. Go Virginia. And it's just money hanging out there by region. And where we sit, we are in region 5. So remember that we're in region 5, right? So Hampton Roads is in region 5, and we get to determine. So when you see some of the funding that's going towards innovation corridors and bringing more, like it's coming out of this pot of money that's essentially just like, take my money, right? Like, just here, you can have it, grow in Virginia. So we're getting them to add to our goal next week. And that's why I said I need y'all to keep us in your mind and in your, your spheres, because we're going to them and asking them to add 2 economies to their growth sectors, right? You got healthcare, you got manufacturing. We're adding them to add the care economy, right? And that's for anybody that's taking care of a disabled child, a caregiver, if you're a caregiver like I am right now, if you have childcare, your children, those sectors that help people stay within the, people be able to stay within the workforce. If I had a 9 to 5 right now, it's already a struggle bus, right? Because just figuring out how to, and my mom's doing better. So I just want to let everybody know my mom's doing great. This is all now a mental game of like, just, if it's all a mental game, and getting her the transportation set up, which she did amazing, all these different things. But anyway, care economy is a big deal, right? And then the creative economy, which y'all done heard me talk about this. So I'm a little bit too chocolate to be turning blue in the face, but if I could, I probably would. I probably would be blue in the face. Yes. So we're asking them to add those sectors. If we can invest in healthcare and we can invest in manufacturing, then let's start thinking about the people, right, that use those sectors. The goal, though, right, if we can get Virginia, if we can get the sector leader next week to go ahead and buy off on that, because they as an entity don't need me to take any legislative action to do that. They have the space in place to reevaluate the industries that they feel like are important to the region. But if they do that, that goal also is to get people to think about unorthodox care too, right? And then also getting them to think about business development for creators. What I mean by unorthodox care, it's that person working in the manufacturing industry, that person working at the hospital, they have unorthodox hours. They are working 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Do we have childcare services that fit that bill, right? Do we have those available? I'm going to beg to say no, even on the military side, because a lot of the ideas, at least how I think about care, is I think about the ridiculous and illegal stuff that I did while I was active duty. I would probably have a case. Like, I would probably have, like, the stuff I had to do to be able to show up was stupid. Good morning. I'll see you. Make it a great day. Set your intention. I like your socks. But yes, so I did ridiculously illegal things, right, in order to make sure that I was able to show up for work at 5:30 a.m. And stay until 7. It's real. It was a struggle. But so thinking about the people that use these industries and how do we support them? And like I said, in the creative economy, a lot of times these people have the heart for the work, but not the business acumen. And so that's what we want to build too. It has already been foretold that when we invest $1 in the creative economy, right? Like when you go out and kick it. Okay, so like last night, I went out to celebrate, again, made in Norfolk, happy 5th birthday. When I went out, I didn't just go see a live show. I bought food. I bought drinks. Luckily, thank you, Portsmouth, for not making me pay for parking. But I went through a toll. So like my money, my dollars, and I caught an Uber, right? Funny story, drove over and then had to take an Uber back. Not because I was too tipsy, but anyway. So that's 4 places that my money went outside of going to see that live show. Right. So it's worth the investment. Good morning, Mr. Doug. How are you? Tanya, thank you. I know that is super. Tanya said that's good to hear. Yeah, those investments those investments are super important. So that's why I'm hoping that next week is a very successful week. And then, like I said, by the end of October, we should be sharing with you all. We'll be sharing with you all of the good stuff, right? I'm wondering what's on your burn. What kinds of legislation are you guys looking, or what kind of things are y'all looking for to come about? Yeah, what kind of stuff is on your bird that you're hoping comes out of this next legislative session? Because right now, like this is the time. This is the time, like this is the actual time where we need to be connecting those dots, because people are making some final decisions, some really final decisions on what they are carrying. So if there's anything at the state level that you feel like needs to be done, then great. I'm saving a couple pages or topics because I might know people that are working on some of the things that are important to you. I did talk to I am talking to other legislators about their legislative agenda, just making sure there's no overlap. Today, I don't know if it's going to happen, but y'all know I've been trying to get people on board with this benefits cliff, right? If we're really going to get people to economic prosperity, like we got to stop just cutting off their benefits when they make a penny over, right? Like that's not how we help people build. That's how we help people struggle. So today I've got a partnership meeting with For Kids Goodwill and the food bank. And hopefully we have somebody from the Department of Social Services there to talk about what state benefits that we can start leading the way on stepping people off of it. So like if you make $3 over, then you get $3 less until you economically grow yourself out of that benefit. Because I'll say this for the new folks, is what happens, y'all, is that what happens is that people don't take raises. They don't take the raise. They don't get that new job because they're afraid that they're going to automatically, and even folks, differently abled folks that have these jobs where they want to pay them, the minimum wage has increased. They want to pay them that minimum wage increase. But if they do, then they could lose some of their benefits. So it's just we putting people in a weird place, not to grow out of our system, but to, quite frankly, stay in. And there are a lot of people that want to be out, but cannot afford to take that step that will free them financially and also slowly free them from the assistance, because it's supposed to be temporary assistance. And let me say this too. I got family that abuse the system. Right? Like I've seen it. So I do have an attitude sometimes because I'm looking at my family members abuse assistance, but I also have family members that I've seen change their lives by that assistance and are no longer needing that assistance because there was space for them to grow off of that system, right? Like it's a thing. It's a thing. And I think we can do better. And I'm hopefully will, because the federal government doesn't move as fast as the local government. The local government doesn't, the state, excuse me, let me backtrack. The federal government doesn't move as fast as the state. And the state definitely doesn't move as fast as the local government. That's why these local elections matter so much. They move there. For perspective, your locality, if you're in Norfolk, your city council is meeting at a minimum once a month, right? Like, let's just put that in perspective. Those Tuesday nights, I don't meet with the General Assembly, but I won't meet with those people again until 2025. So once a year for a sprint of time. And then the federal government, oh my God, they have, the way they do changes are in omnibus. And so it's difficult for them to even do things because they got so much. But yes, that part. So let's see what we got here. Some comments. I think childcare is very, very important. Also housing. I'm telling you, if you were on my live and unfiltered last night, I want to shout out Ray. Ray came on to live and unfiltered, and I'm going to try to do that once a month, maybe, where I'm just going to talk that ish. I'm just going to talk that talk, and then allow y'all to jump in, but Ray popped on and he said this very thing is the thing that is super important to people in housing. And I know that because I'm feeling it. I'm losing neighbors over a myriad of things that have to do with housing, especially the seniors. My senior citizen neighbors are like on the struggle bus right now. Um, and I saw that I saw that the city just allotted money towards the eviction prevention program. And that's a thing. That's a thing. We need to, yes, I'm just going to say yes, yes, and yes. So we got to get that in capacity building is also important. What else we got here? Doug says that's a great. I remember as a child, my mother was disqualified from receiving assistance because she made just a tiny bit over the requirements. Yeah. And that's a struggle for your mom, right? Like that puts your mom in a vicarious situation where it's like I don't understand what we're doing. So y'all keep y'all, that's a conversation we're having today. So we call that the benefits cliff. We're going to be meeting with stakeholders today about that and sort of getting on a path where maybe, just maybe, there's some legislation, some policy that we can bring forth. I'm not sure, but I'm hopeful. It's also, the research is clear and gives local boards to set the start time. There needs to be a minimum standard. For instance, high schools cannot start before 9 p.m., for example. I'm going to tell you something about this because we had a big old fight right before COVID about start times. And it is, I hated seeing Taekwon, good morning. Good morning. Somebody mentioned food. So we're about to talk about food in a second. So I dread seeing my high schooler get up at 5:30, but granted, created routine, did all that good stuff. That's probably like healthy for adults, but just like the struggle to start his brain. And I noticed even on his grades, I was like, you know, third and fourth bell, you're doing fine. What is happening in first bell that you just cannot get it together? He always had an issue. The first class of the day, it didn't matter whether it was math or it was science or it did not matter. That first bell, the first two bells, those I already knew whatever classes those were, he was going to struggle the most. There's science behind it. We do need clear set times for minimum standards for start times. I think that I feel like we missed an opportunity coming back from COVID by not resetting those, really being like, all right, everybody been gone, so new start times. That was like the perfect. I really thought that was going to happen. It did not, and I don't know what the opportunity is here to be able to do that. But yeah, I agree that, yeah, the start times, y'all don't know. It's until you have these children and you're ushering them around and you're trying to make livelihood decisions for them, Yep. And then with housing, insert food insecurity. I see food insecurity, a huge deal. I'm going to say this out loud, and I feel like I'm not going to lie to y'all, I'd be afraid to say stuff because I do have people in my life, in my sphere, that just, I love collaboration more than I love anything. I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to say that out loud. I love collaboration. So if you're listening, I love collaboration over anything else. But food insecurities, last week, nope, it wasn't last week because it feels like it's been a long week. Just this Sunday, I have been looking at some federal funding for the Food is Medicine program. And I know that there's organizations out there that are doing a lot of good work. Feast Virginia is doing a really great work on getting food per serving. Shout out to BevCell. I think that there's some space, and I'm just going to make sure that I don't misspeak because I want to actually say what it stands for. Hold on a second, y'all. Come on, Feast. Feast stands for food, education, access, support together. food, education, access, support together. There are organizations that are really trying to work on how we do this thing called eating better. And I definitely have been looking at how do we make food also a social enterprise. That's the way I think about childcare. It's not a service. Yeah, it's not a service. It is a social enterprise, and that we can grow people in the industries that help support this very important need. And I do want to shout out, thank you, Tanya, for that. I want to shout out the Norfolk Food Policy Council. I got a chance to go to one of their meetings. I wish I could go to more of their meetings, but they had a really stellar presentation being given to them about how they're going to take some steps forward. So if you haven't heard, Norfolk Food Policy Council is something that is really committed people. If you don't know this also, and I'm going to shout out Jay Boone and Jamaica, because there are so many places in Norfolk where you can just walk up to a tree and pick food off of it. I feel like that should be a whole tour of where are all the places in Norfolk where you can walk up to a tree and pick food. Lindenwood has it. The zoo has a spot where you can just pick food off of the tree. Like there's some amazing opportunities and things here that we just, have to be able to expand and grow for the sake of the community. But it's there. But the food piece, there's an organization out in California that's attached to Feast that I think could be something really great on like dealing with food insecurity as a communal thing, but also giving opportunities for people to grow and scale in supplying that need. They say entrepreneurship is about finding a need and then filling that need. And so why can't we grow that? It's called Every Table. Every Table, what they've built out there with the college system is a true tried and true franchisee sort of owner opportunity for people within the community to be a manager of this thing called Every Table that has food, that has like really great meals. And my brain is frying on me because I know I'm near the end and I got to get ready to head out here at 8:00. But so yeah, that is what I'm looking at, is how do we make it so that these things are social enterprises? With that, let me go ahead and wrap up. So thank you guys for the conversation this morning. Really good. Definitely we'll have some good follow-ups, hopefully in the next couple days. Last things. Here we go. So what I have coming up, September, I'll be doing a fundraiser I'll be shooting. So if you never shot skeet, y'all need to come with me. I do this every other Sunday with spouse, right? So like we have a skeet shooting on and this stuff. And don't beat me up because my team has been beating me up enough. I'm going to be able to, put just a blanket list out so that you can see all the things that we have going on. And it's not like, Jackie, what you doing? Where you at? I'll put that up. So I've got skeet shooting on the 29th. So stand by for that. That is a fundraiser. These are all my fundraisers and then things that we're just doing. Ski shooting on Sunday. That's a Sunday the 29th of September. And then we'll also do it October 27th. I have a Kicks and Cocktails. If you haven't been to a Kicks and Cocktails, you're missing out. Kicks and Cocktails is just a really fun, amazing event at the High Cup. I'll be doing another one of those October 29th. My big deal is we're going to be doing couples karaoke fundraiser. I did this during the pandemic virtually. We're going to do it in person and online. It's going to be great. You'll be able to vote for your winners with your dollars. We've got some big guests, some big super special guests that we are so grateful to have. So it'll be pretty cool. And then December, we will be doing Dollars and Grills. So y'all know I love my grills. I also love supporting small businesses. So what will happen in the interim is I'll have a discount code for anybody that was interested in getting a grill. 15% of your purchase, you'll know that it'll be a campaign contribution. So the way you make the purchase will be a little bit different. 15% of your purchase will go to our campaign. And then we're going to have just a day of Dollars and Grill in December. And then hopefully one more partnership shooting event in December as well. That is indoors and not outdoors. Yes, yes, yes. I will tell Joe that he needs to see that. I love the high cup, she says. I'm going to tell Joe because they are working hard over there. Please go over there and get some coffee. Cafe, por favor. All right. So cool in the gang. It has been an honor and pleasure. I tell y'all that. I mean, I hate when people say I need to stop saying. I mean this. It is an honor and pleasure to serve. You know that if there's anything that I can do to be helpful and supportive, I will do my very, very best. I will keep my eye out for any housing or food bills that are coming out, and then just opportunities. The Food Policy Council is like Tanya said, is doing really great work. So I'm hoping to hear more about the work that they're doing. And then we're getting ready. We're winding down to wind back up. I ask everyone, like, if you consider anything, if you love the work that we do, you love how we do it, the mission doesn't operate without funding. So if you want to put, not if you, I'm asking you to put us in your budget, right? Like, shout out to the couple people last week that I saw started. I just put me in your budget. If it could be for $25 a month, $5 a month, we need it. It does great things. So you can go to delegateJackieGlass.com if you believe in the work that we do and helping us expand our capacity to do work we do. Me keeping my team that helps me do all the other stuff that I want to do. Then put us in your budget. We'd be happy. We'd be grateful. And then we're working on I'm not going to say it's going to happen by the end of the year, but a transparency document for you all to see where all of the funding is going in our office, so that you just know how we're spending the dollars that you're pouring into the work that we're doing. Okay. All right. Now, until next time, I'm Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy vet, certified doer, just like you, on the Morning Dew and the laced up legislator for the House of Delegates 93rd District. I'll catch y'all in these streets. Maybe. All right. Make it a great day. Do great. Be great. See ya.